In this episode, you're going to learn how to measure the impact of thought leadership content, and you're going to learn the right way to create that content. One of the most frustrating things about this is you can spend months creating videos and still feel like you have no idea whether it's actually working, especially when you're expecting your videos to go viral and they're not getting any views. They're not exploding with subscribers, which is the benchmark everyone thinks you need to follow. You begin questioning everything. Am I making progress? Is this strategy actually working? Should I pivot? And you do. Should I chase trends instead? This is exactly where many experts abandon the strategy too early because they're measuring the wrong things. The truth is, some of the most commercially valuable content online looks unimpressive on the surface, and some of the least valuable content gets millions of views. So how do you actually measure whether thought leadership content is working? That's what this episode is about. Most content creators measure success using vanity metrics: views, likes, subscribers, comments, shares. Those metrics only matter if your business model is ad revenue or entertainment. But if your goal is authority, lead generation, category ownership, then you need to measure content completely different. The number of views does not measure trust, and thought leadership content is not designed for entertainment. It's designed to attract the right people, build trust, and generate high-quality leads consistently into the future. So in this episode, I'm going to walk you through the exact performance pipeline that I use to measure whether thought leadership content is actually working. One of the biggest reasons experts spin their wheels online is because they compare themselves to entertainment creators. They see a viral video or a massive channel, they see huge subscriber counts, and they assume that's what success looks like, but it's the wrong comparison. I've worked with many experts whose channels are comparatively very small. They look so small on the surface, yet they've generated an enormous business. And on the flip side, I've seen creators with giant channels, massive audiences that don't make any money. So business value and attention are not the same thing. The goal of thought leadership content is not popularity, it's strategic trust with the right people. So this should change how success is measured. The first thing I measure is rankings. Are your videos actually ranking for the questions that your dream clients are asking? Because if your content isn't discoverable, nothing else matters. Let me take you behind the scenes for Reagan Archibald, a men's health and a peptides expert. We're looking in YouTube analytics in advanced mode, and we're looking at the traffic source report. Now, I just want to show you a 90-day snapshot. So let's change that to 90 days. Okay. So in 90 days, we've had almost, we'll say almost 1 million views, okay, in this 90-day period, 916,000 if you want to be exact. Browse is not very valuable commercially. Suggested is what most people focus on. It's not very valuable commercially. But YouTube search, 319,000. So let's just divide that by these 3 months, 100,000 views from search per month. That is extremely commercially valuable. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts that you can make. The biggest success metric is not virality, it's visibility inside search. When people are searching for the important questions in your category, are they finding you or are they finding your competitors? Thought leadership begins with discoverability. The next level beyond rankings is category ownership. So this is where we stop looking at individual videos and start looking at topic domination. How many important questions inside your category are you ranking for? Is it just 1? Is it 10? Is it 50? What about 100? Take a look at this. We'll go behind the scenes here. This is just one of Reagan's categories, tesamorelin. And if I scroll to the right here, what do you notice? He went from no traction at all, no rankings on Google, YouTube, or ChatGPT for this topic a year ago. This is April 22nd of 2025, to complete category ownership. complete category ownership. This matters because category ownership compounds. When Google, YouTube, and AI systems repeatedly see your content answering related questions, you begin becoming associated with the topic itself. This is where momentum really starts to accelerate. At first, progress can feel really slow, but as your coverage expands, you get more and more of those yeses, your authority compounds exponentially. So that's why many creators quit too early. They just don't have the stick-to-itness. They judge the strategy before the compounding phase begins. Now, as you start to see rankings improve, you then start to see this volume of search traffic increasing. Now, this is extremely important. I care about search traffic, not browse traffic, not suggested. I don't want a video to go viral. I want search traffic, because search traffic tells me that people are actively looking for these answers. They're finding us intentionally. Searchers are emotionally different than passive viewers. Passive viewers casually consume content. They're looking to be entertained, but searchers are actively trying to solve a problem. So it makes them dramatically more valuable commercially. So if your search traffic is increasing month after month, that's the major indicator that the strategy is working. The next step we move to is lead generation. Rankings alone don't build businesses, relationships do. Once people find your content, are they taking the next step? Are they downloading your lead magnet, that free gift? Are they joining your email list? Are they attending your live webinars? Or are they scheduling conversations with you? Are they requesting more information? This is where we begin measuring whether trust is forming. And when educational content is strategically aligned with search intent, lead generation becomes very natural. The audience already came looking for help, and they already trust your experience enough to continue the relationship. One of the most overlooked thought leadership metrics today is email list growth. Your email list represents relationship momentum. These are no longer anonymous viewers. These are people who voluntarily chose to stay connected with you, and that obviously matters. What's powerful about search-based thought leadership is the quality of the leads. They are often highly aligned dream clients, not random followers, not passive entertainment viewers, but people with real problems actively looking for a solution, looking for your help. And that dramatically changes lead quality. So we really need to measure conversations. Many businesses misunderstand online marketing. They expect content alone to close sales automatically. And in some industries, I guess that can happen, but for expert-driven businesses, conversations are a must. They are critical. You must have strategy sessions, these discovery calls. You need to have Zoom meetings. One of the biggest indicators that your content is working is that you have a full calendar. Are people wanting to talk to you? Are qualified people reaching out? And when they arrive, do they already trust you? That is a huge advantage. That is the signal that your strategy is working, because educational content builds relationships before the sales conversation begins. So this is why I use the phrase referral-quality leads, because when someone gets referred to you by a trusted friend, there's already trust there. There's less skepticism, there's fewer objections, there's more openness, there's more belief, right? So thought leadership content can create a very similar dynamic. Before these people ever speak with you, they already feel like they know you. They've already consumed your thinking, your philosophy, your case studies, your biases. They know your expertise. They feel familiar with you, and that dramatically changes the quality of your sales conversation. That's why thought leadership businesses often have simpler sales cycles than businesses relying heavily on cold traffic. Now, we've covered 6 steps. The 7th one is the most important: client conversion. Are the right people becoming clients? This is where many experts finally realize the power of this strategy. The numbers don't look massive publicly. The subscriber counts seem small. The videos don't go viral, but commercially, the results are massive. We're talking about $1 million business turning into a $6 million business just by following this strategy. Or we're talking about an unknown annuity agent becoming America's #1 annuity agent by 4 times. This is because highly targeted, trust-based traffic, it converts differently than entertaining traffic. One qualified lead is worth more than 1 million random views. One of the reasons I caution business owners about mainstream YouTube advice is because most creator advice optimizes for attention, not authority. They optimize their thumbnails for click-through rate. They chase the trends. Their measurement of success is subscriber growth. And while those things can increase views, they can attract the wrong audience, and it's dangerous for authority businesses. The algorithm begins feeding your content to passive entertainment viewers instead of search-driven dream clients. Over time, this weakens the lead quality dramatically and the lead volume. So I regularly have to remind my clients that you need to protect your search audience. The goal is not maximum attention. The goal is maximum trust with the right people. One of the hardest parts of thought leadership strategy is the beginning. The early process often feels slow. You rank for only a few questions. Traffic grows just incrementally. But then something starts to happen. You get more rankings, you get more traffic, it starts to compound. When you talk with people, you feel the trust they have for you, and you generate more leads and more referrals, and eventually category ownership starts to take place. Now, what we're looking at on the screen here is an exponential growth curve. This is something that I've seen over and over again. And this one specifically is for Gentle Parenting, a new branch for Nicolene Peck. In that branch, there is 36,000 searches per month, but we found 50 different questions on gentle parenting. Now, when Nicolene answers the first 12, she's going to have a little trickle of traffic. 12 videos is just a trickle of traffic. What if she goes up to 25? The trickle is bigger, but it's nowhere near the potential. What if we get to 37? Okay, now we're starting to feel momentum. The traffic increase there is very significant. The lead generation, the quality of the leads coming in is very valuable, but we can't stop there. What happens when we own the category? When we have 100% domination of a topic, that's when we have access to the full potential of, in this case, the Gentle Parenting branch. This is why evergreen infrastructure is so powerful. Every piece of content continues working month after month, year after year. You're not creating temporary posts, you're building long-term authority assets. Real progress in thought leadership content marketing often looks very different than creators expect. It may not look flashy, it doesn't go viral, it doesn't impress random people online, but underneath the surface, search visibility continues to increase and trust increases, lead quality increases, conversions improve, sales cycles shorten, category ownership becomes solidified. Your dream clients start consistently finding you before they even see your competitors. That's when you know the strategy is working. The real goal of thought leadership content is not attention. So again, it's not these vanity metrics. It's not entertainment fame. The real goal is building discoverability and building trust at scale. When your dream clients repeatedly find you everywhere when they're searching for answers in your niche, authority just compounds automatically. This creates one of the most valuable business assets that you can even think of. If you want to see real-world examples of how this strategy works across completely different industries and how experts with relatively small channels are quietly generating massive businesses, if you want to see how tactical category ownership consistently outperforms broad entertainment attention, then watch my episode Thought Leadership Examples. In that episode, I show you case studies from industries like annuities, peptides, parenting, law, real estate investing, and you'll see what thought leadership actually looks like in the real world. I'll see you there.